All right, guys, have to apologize. The audio did not record in my original video, so the hand gestures are not going to mix up. But my wife has laid down the law, and we can no longer make any major change to the tank, and I'm in agreement with her. The Scape is in this final position, and the only thing we'll do going forward is make micro adjustments. Micro adjustments left, right, cut something shorter or longer, that type of thing. Um, Again, we apologize. It sucks that that video or audio did not record. But anyways, what you're going to see in the second half of the video is what we have come up with, and it is final. The only things that we might change are plant swaps, but the general placement of plants they're in their place. We're not going to change that, and we're going to work this into a proper Dutch aquarium. And if we fail, we fail. If not, then it's going to be a nice Dutch tank. All right, it is the next day, and I'm sorry that you might see some particulate because I had to shut the tank off today and clean a couple of things and turn it back on, and that will throw some particulate out. All right, so I know I've been very schizophrenic with the changes in the tank, and this is going to be the final major change with the tank. We are going with the Scape that you see right now. Basically, every time we reset the tank, it resets the clock, and we delay and delay and delay, and we are no longer going to do that. I know that gets boring when we keep resetting and you don't see a final product. So this is it. What you see is what you're going to get. Now, some changes. If there's going to be any change, they're going to be within these groups or a plant swap. But the structure of the tank is no longer going to change. So what you can see that we did move the Mirio just a smidget to the left, and we took this mid-ground, the limno, and we are now making a background plant, and that's probably, we only had so many plants, it's probably going to come a little bit forward over here and work its way back, and you can see how we built the castle wall. Brick, and this is a brick, and then a brick, and a brick, and of course that's the major brick in the back. We did have amazingly, out of those three little lobelia plants, we've created our street here. Obviously it doesn't look amazing because we had to spread it out, but look at all those little plantlets that we got out of those. The velho, we thinned out, and I know it looks a little tall right now because we cut it all into stems and we just planted it. So right now it's just poking up, but eventually that's going to fall down, or we'll press it down, and so it'll fill in on this side. We got rid of obviously the bamboo, and we're going to kind of try to work this Anubias. We've left it a little bit back to kind of come out, so it's not like a true curtain, but if it does well and it starts to grow, it's done nothing as of yet, but if it gets taller and starts to grow well, we will pull that to about this area right here, and we'll try to make that a curtain. So the limno over here looks a little like oddball because we had to take a couple of cuttings just to propagate, and there's a piece behind this Reuben and a piece kind of right there behind that Reuben chunk. And what I may do is even take more cuttings, like maybe those two, and pull them and maintain them short, so it does this wrap around. So we did keep the limno, and we put it over here, and this plant right here is just in the tank. It just arrived. We don't want to change its conditions. We wanted to see what it could do, but this is the 13th plant, and we need 12. So this is definitely 100% on the chopping board. And when this limno grows up and I can like fill in over here, I might draw it in front of this balsamica. Also too, when we were doing the tank, it was a massive day because we sold plants and everything. You can see how this side's higher. So basically we had this massive section of balsamica, and we decided that was too massive, and we just moved the smaller portions over to here. So when this grows up, we'll get this even height wise as a mid ground. And you can see that we've got the feather duster in. So it's 1, 2, 3. And I think that should work. And you can also see this gap over here. We've given ourselves plenty of room to move this street over to the left, but we just want this to grow in and take a look once this all grows in and see how it looks. So yeah, it looks odd right in this area here and such. So we'll be addressing that. But as far as the tank changes go, it's going to be micro changes. It's maybe the street gets moved over, the street gets reshaped, because I can kind of see this is not quite correct on the street over here. But anyways, these pieces are so small, we're just going to let them grow in, and then we'll make those adjustments. Now, we've kind of gone back to the Reuben being over here, and I know this has been done before in many Dutch scapes, but screw it, we're going to go with it. Now, we did take out the Little Bear, and that kind of screws us in the rosette department because we have no rosettes in the tank now, but forget it. We are set with this scape because I'm sure you're tired of us kind of redoing everything over and over. So we're just going to let this sucker grow in, and we're going to make the micro adjustments to get this tank correct. Now, the feather duster has been moved from over here to here. It's a slow grower, so we're just going to have to be patient with it, and that should fill in. So we have light green, dark green, light green. I don't know if that's light green, but you can see the color difference, and the leaf shape is definitely adding some nice contrast. So we have 1, 2, 3. Now, if we have to move the street over, it'll probably work. And if we don't have to move the street, then we'll just move this over to the right a little bit, maybe this to the right a little bit, and we should be good in that category or in that department. Limno, we're thinking we're going to just kind of let that kind of grow up right over here. And we'll keep working this. We only had so many pieces of the limno rugosa. So we'll just keep, once it comes up in the side shoots, we'll just make it more dense and more dense and more dense. Now, one thing I haven't talked about too much is micros. What do I do with micros? So obviously I'm front loading my macros. And what I mean by front loading macros is my storage water in the garage is filled with 30 ppm of nitrogen, or NO3, 7 ppm of PO4, and 35 ppm of potassium. And I want to let y'all know that I have raised potassium in a significant way. I've gone to 40, but I do make a macro mix for all my other tanks. And that gives me 4.5 NO3, I think it's 1.2 ppm of PO4 and 6 ppm of potassium. And I use KCl for my pro mix instead of K2SO4. So since we're not doing 100% water changes, and I'm doing 90 to 85, what I've gone ahead and done is done 1 dose of that macro mix. So it's taking potassium higher than the 35 parts per million. Obviously the others as well. But remember, that soil pulls the PO4 out. So that little extra PO4, not an issue. And so far, the extra NO3 is not an issue. I'm sure the plants actually appreciate it. So we're a little bit closer to 40 parts per million of potassium. So micros, how do I handle that? I do this huge water change, and what I do is a double dose of Burraqua macros. And if you don't know what Burraqua macros or micros are, it's Joe Harvey's mix that he sells. And a 2 milliliter per 10 gallon doses DTPA 0.12 parts per million of iron and 0.03 of Fe gluconate. Manganese is 0.025 ppm. Boron is 0.023 ppm. Zinc is 0.02 ppm. Copper is 0.0021 ppm. Molybdenum is 0.001 ppm. Nickel is 0.00011 ppm. And I'll put that up on the screen because obviously I didn't pronounce those correctly and it's all chopped up. But anyways, I buy Joe Harvey's micros, and they're the best in the business in my opinion. All the other ones, the Seachem Flourish and others, just don't quite make sense. And I don't want to spend the outrageous price on the all-in-one fertilizer that contains micros. They're way overpriced in my opinion. You should be making all of this yourself. So Joe Harvey sells whatever size you want, 500 milliliters, 1,000 milliliters. Personally, I buy 1 gallon packets. And going forward, I'm going to buy his kit that allows you to make your own, and it offers a little bit more savings. But you need some additional tools like your scales that go out to 0.001 or further, like a jeweler scale or whatnot. But he is very, very close to going to national sales. And you can go to Burr, which is BURR, Aqua, AQUA.com, and sign up with your email to let you know when he goes live. And he's selling nationally. I don't know about international sales or whatnot. Maybe, I don't know. But in my opinion, as a top Dutch winner of the AGA, his micros are unbeatable. There's nothing on the market that even compares, in my opinion. I apologize for being schizophrenic with the tank. This is the final shape of things. We'll take a look at this plant, if it works or not. We do have another red plant that is available should this not work out, but I think once we get this more filled in and trimmed, it should look nice. So we'll have a nice orange, we have a nice red, and then we have a nice yellow. The judges will probably kill me for not having enough reds, but Natans, we accidentally did throw that away when we were cleaning out the 120, but we now have it back in stock. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are. There's not much more to say except for let it grow, let it grow, let it grow. My wife has been yelling at me, let the damn tank grow in, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So the next video, things may look different because they're going to be much more full, but at the same time, we got these two short stems over here. We're not going to let them be uneven. So as it grows in, we'll reset these back stems to catch up with these and maybe bring those just a little bit forward. So we'll see you that next video, 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks, so you can actually see what the tank looks like. By the way, Balsamica looking sick. Yeah, so this is what was sent to me as a bonus plant. This is an Eriocaloon. Obviously, the feather duster is an Eriocaloon. We don't even know how to propagate this or how to grow it. So it's just in the tank. Ignore that for now. If you ignore that, we're at our 12 species. If the Anubia over here doesn't work, I think we're just going to cheat and we're going to throw in some Val leopard or leopard. I like saying leopard. Valsenera leopard over here. And we'll be done with any kind of plant swapping. All right, we'll see you when the tank is fully grown in. Thank you so much.